It is a good day. It's a special day. Today is my best friend's birthday. I call him my bestie brother or my brother bestie. It just depends which one, but I call him that because he is like a brother to me, even though he's really my best friend. And when I buy cards for my bestie, I just go to the brothers section because, like I said, he's a brother to me. And also finding cards for best friends is very, very difficult. He's my big little brother. He's taller than me, but younger than me. So that's why I call him that. He's literally everything. My little brother, my best friend, my partner in crime, my ride or die, everything. I don't know what I would do without him. And we hit it off from day one of high school, freshman year. And we have been best friends since that time and since 2021. And I cannot think about life without my bestie brother. We've seen each other at our lowest moments in life as well as, the highest. And through everything, we've just stuck together. And, it's just been so much that we've gone through together, but it has only made our bond stronger in the end. And one thing that always remains through every obstacle, through everyone that tries to tear us apart because they're jealous of our bond, we've still been best friends and we refuse to let anyone come between us. I must say that he definitely healed a heart that he did not break. He walked into my life at a point where nothing just made sense. I was shattered. I was in a season of life where I could not understand what was happening and why it was happening. And it was an emotionally and mentally heavy time, but my bestie brother just really came in my life and has done no damage. No damage. We've never fallen out, anything like that. That has never happened with us. And y'all will especially hear this in Couch Conversations episode 21, but he pointed me back in the right direction after I had settled for something that was less than what I deserved and something that was less than God's best for me. And he knew I was settling for something that I didn't talk to God about. And he just kind of pointed me in the right direction and just led me back to where I needed to be and helped me see things in the bigger picture regarding that situation. And he didn't bash me. He didn't crucify me. He didn't condemn me. He just simply just pointed me back in the right direction and just talked with me and just showed me that life is so much more than what I thought it was. And had I been stuck in that one perspective that I was in, I would still be in that same situation. And I'm just grateful for him. And he's just simply the best. When I think about our bond, it sometimes makes me tear up because we really do have each other's hearts. And I'm blessed to have the most amazing brother, bestie, bodyguard. He does not play. Partner in crime, ride or die. Like I said, today is a good day. I am celebrating one of God's greatest creations to ever exist on this planet. So happy birthday to my bestie brother. And it is March and the weather is getting warmer, so I can start vlogging outside again, which is exciting because there's only so many places that I can film in the house, especially here in my room or on the couch or on the floor or in the dining room in the chair or in my dad's office. So sometimes y'all see the kitchen a little bit when we're cooking and whatnot, but there's just days I love to go outside and vlog and talk with y'all. It's just therapy. So I am looking forward in the next coming weeks to start going back outside and vlogging again. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday, good people. I was so excited about my bestie brother's birthday yesterday that I completely forgot to even talk about this. Happy International Women's Month to all of the ladies. Next Friday, when we end the vlog, when it's actually Women's Day, I am going to highlight all of the important and special women in my life. So we'll be ending off on a good note. Mom and I are going to Destin today, so get ready with me for that. It's going to be a great day. It's been a while since I went to Destin. Destin is our favorite hangout spot because we're only an hour away. There's never a month that goes by and we don't make a trip to Destin. Honestly, we practically live there because we love just being there all the time. Like I said, I am going with Mom, so y'all are going to see a little bit of her today. And yeah, so let's just focus on getting ready. closet this morning. Hey y'all, it is currently 10:15. We left a little bit later than we wanted to. We were supposed to leave at 9 and then we ended up leaving at 10. So now we are just stopping at Chick-fil-A and Tropical Smoothie for breakfast because we were actually going to sit down and eat breakfast together, but we're going to have to postpone our plans because we really need to get on the road and get back because of course we have church tomorrow and all that good stuff. Yeah. So of course you guys are going to see mom today a little bit here and there throughout the vlog for our little Destin Day trip. Don't worry about her eye. She is okay. She can see and everything is okay. Just one of her blood vessels popped and so she has a red spot in her eye. I forgot which one, but she's still cute and we're just making sure that she's good and that hopefully it goes away soon. So right now we are in Belk and it's our favorite place to come shop for jewelry and makeup and clothes and just get things in bulk for the different seasons coming up, and we love it. So that's what we're doing. Y'all, when I say I need a whole knee brace, because my left knee is killing me today, like for no reason.
A few moments later.
If y'all know me, y'all know I love the beach. It is like my safe place. It's my therapy. So anytime I get to be on here, whether it's for 5 seconds or 5 minutes, I love it every single time. Hey y'all, we really had a fun day today. I was so tired. I took a car nap on the way back. I didn't really show y'all a whole lot of Destin Day with mom, but we had lots of fun. Y'all saw us shopping and go to the beach, and we just had a great time. I love my mom. Happy Sunday, good people. It's church day. It's also first Sunday. So y'all know we got a big Sunday at church today with communion and everything. So it's all black for us today. The weather is looking good for today, just like yesterday. So I am wearing a dress. It feels nice to pull out the first Sunday dresses again because I have definitely missed spring and summer season. So y'all already know that first Sundays are my favorite. I just love getting to a new first Sunday and celebrating the blessing of making it to another month in the year. And also I feel like first Sundays are like a restart and it just gets us going in the right path. And then you have the sacred element of communion in there with it. And so it's personally the best Sunday of the month and my favorite. So yes, it's church day and there is no Sunday on Weekend Recap without talking about House of Hope Atlanta. This month we are celebrating Pastor Smith's pastoral anniversary and I am like so excited. Outside of my father, Pastor Smith is literally one of the best preachers to ever do it. I love him so much and he's really like my pastor / uncle and everything in between all at the same time. I claim House of Hope Atlanta as my second family, and just the way that God has changed my life through being connected to House of Hope has been incredible over the course of my life. The song for praise was Lion of Judah by Beverly Crawford. That is definitely one of my favorite praise songs that's upbeat. And when I say my favorite tore that song up, a time was had.
You're the Lion of Judah. Lion of Judah. You are my Lord and King. You are my Lord and King. You're the Lion of Judah. Lion of Judah. You reign over everything. Reign over everything. You're the Lion of Judah. Lion of Judah. You are the great I am. You are the great I am. You're the Lion of Judah. Lion of Judah. You rule over all the land. This is why right here. And you're holy, holy, mighty, mighty, worthy of the glory. You're holy, holy, mighty, mighty, worthy of the glory. That's why I lift your name on high. Come on, I lift your name on high. 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 I lift your name. Come on, put your sanctified hands together. Can y'all help us lift them up this morning? Come on, everybody, clap your hands right there. Hey, come on, help us sing right here. Oh, help me lift them up. 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 Say higher and higher. Higher and higher. Help me lift them up. Help me lift them up. You wanna. Help me lift them up. Help me lift the name of Jesus. Help me lift them up. Higher and higher. Yeah. Come on, can we sing it one more time? Oh, help me lift them up. Help me lift them up. Help me lift them up. You're the God of everything I have. Help me lift them up. You are the great I am. Help me lift them up. You are the bright and morning star. Help me lift them up. In the middle of the wind.
Now, y'all already know how I feel about my favorite. Mignon is not one to be played with at all. She is amazing, and y'all will most definitely hear me talk about her on Women's Day coming up on Friday. She hasn't led worship in a hot minute because she's been traveling, singing, and on tour. I am so proud of her and happy for her, and happy that we got to hear her tear it up in church today because we've been missing her a little bit. Fast forwarding to the sermon, like I said earlier, Pastor Smith's pastoral anniversary is being celebrated all throughout the month of March, and today one of his good friends, Moses B. Hearing, came and preached today to kick off the celebration, and it was amazing.
Today I want to talk from this subject, built to last. Before you take your seat, just touch 3 people and tell them, I'm built to last. And I quickly began to realize, y'all, that the reason why many of us are still here, in spite of all the things that we have been through in life, whether we know it or not, many of us are still here looking good with our good-looking selves, because at the end of the day, we were built to last. Pastor Smith, even as I was thinking about this message and as we are beginning to celebrate 20 years of pastoring for you at the House of Hope this year, I thought about how, although you've had some great times in these 20 years, there have also been some challenges. There have also been some bumps in the road. But Pastor, the reason why you are still here preaching, you are still here teaching, you are still here leading is because all that you have gone through, it could not defeat you. Why? Because you have been built to last. And maybe I'm preaching to somebody this morning who has experienced life ups and downs, and like Paul, you've even had people around you in your life who thought you were not going to make it, but you're here today up in the House of Hope because every time the dust settled, every time the storm ceased, your testimony was, I was built to last. And I don't know who this word is for, but I believe that even as I was preparing this message, that the Spirit of the Lord told me to encourage somebody this morning that it doesn't matter even what season you're going through now, that which you are going through, it will not finish you, it will not diminish you. Why? Because in this season of your life, somebody needs to know you have been built to. Would you help me preach? Shake somebody one more time and say, I ain't playing with you. You're built to last. We can know in life when we have been built to last. And for all my note takers, just jot down these main points, because according to this text in Acts chapter 14, you know that you have been built to last when you have, number one, endured some things. Let the church say, endured some things. You see, in life, you got to be careful that you don't let people poison your blessing. Anytime God is doing some good in your life, you can't let messy and miserable people ruin what God is doing in your life. Y'all, the Bible said that the Jews in Iconium caused so much mess that they literally had Jews and Gentiles who wanted to stone and kill Paul. Because understand, when God is with you, persecution cannot stop you. And that's a word with somebody. Somebody today needs to know that when the hand of God is on your life, no matter what kind of demons and devils try to stop you, if God be for you, oh, come on, can't nobody be against you. The Bible says wherever Paul went, the power of God was with him. So y'all, in Acts chapter 14, verses 8 through verse 18, the Bible says in Lystra, Paul is doing great ministry. And as Paul is doing great ministry in Lystra, guess who shows back up? Them same haters in Iconium. Oh, God, you missed it. He started doing ministry there. They got mad at him, but he took the high road. He left and went to Lystra, and the Bible says while he is there, the people of Iconium comes back because they want to continue the beef. What do you do in life when the devil won't leave you alone? Oh, God, what do you do in life when you try to take the high road? You're trying to turn down temptation. You trying to change your number so they can't keep calling you, but they find your new number. What do you do when you move to a new neighborhood because there's too much sin in the old neighborhood, but that old sin finds you in the new place that you live? Have you ever been in a place that you were trying to do right, but it seems like evil was always there? The Bible said your boy Paul and Barnabas, they tried to walk away. Because anytime you're doing a great work, you're going to always experience great opposition. Because understand, the enemy only attacks threats. And if you're not a threat, that's why you're probably not under attack. The enemy does not want to see everything manifest in you that God has put in you. The Bible says that Paul was on the devil's hit list. And it got so bad. Here we go. In verse 19, the haters in Iconium came to Lystra and persuaded the people there to turn on Paul and stone him. And this is why you can't put your trust in people. Out of all they tried to do to stop Paul, it didn't work. Because Paul was built to last. And I love the text because the text tells us the stupidity of the enemy. The first dumb thing that the devil did with Paul is that he made a judgment on him based on how things look. And they supposed he was dead because he looked dead. But they failed to realize that when God has his hands on somebody, you can't make a judgment on their future based on how things look. Because sometimes it might look bad, sometimes it may even look dead. But when God is with you, it's never as bad as it looks. Number one, because of what you have what? Endured. But secondly, the text says to us that you know you're built to last, not only because you have endured things, but secondly, number two, when you have exited things. Let the church say exited things. I'm going to say it again. Your recovery in life, your ability to stay alive has everything to do with the type of people you surround yourself with. when you're in your most wounded state.
So that was church today with House of Hope Atlanta. So good. I will see you guys when I get home. And as always, thank y'all for getting ready for church with me.
Six hours later.
I am back home. Church was good. My Sunday was, it's just been amazing. Like, my church was good today too. The way worship went was just beautiful. Like, oh my stars. It was so good. And then my dad's sermon was an absolute banger. Our theme for this month is miracles. March is a month of miracles. And so every Monday we are fasting, and we're calling it Monday Miracles. And I like it to where it's not like an entire week of fasting, like 1 week straight. It's like one day of the week throughout the month. And so that's what we are going to be doing for the next couple of weeks until April. That was our day today, and it's just been really chill. Of course, I'm still in my church clothes, still in my dress from earlier today, but it's very, very comfortable. So, I mean, it turned into lounge clothes. I didn't mean for that to happen, but, you know, I have just been glued to this couch and have been enjoying relaxing. And now I am doing some weekend homework that I did not do yesterday, and did not do this morning when I woke up. So now I am doing it, trying to cram it all in and get it done so I can get this stuff done, and that way I won't have any missing assignments. Hey y'all, it's Monday. This is literally the one day of weekend recap that I normally do not film ever. So this is weird. Anyways, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little life update. Had we started on last Sunday, you guys would have got to see the entire week last week. So since y'all didn't, I will give y'all a little life update of the past week. So this past week has been mentally and emotionally up and down. Exhausting, everything in between. Like, and y'all haven't heard me say that in a long time, because life has been, it's been kicking, it's been good. So to get to this past week and have all this going on, this has literally taken me. I found out last Wednesday that one of my favorite teachers is moving away. Oh my God. Like, my best friend told me the day before I actually went and confirmed this with her, because I did not believe him. Okay. I was like, I usually am by your side and everything, but I did not believe him that time. Because I'm like, it's not April Fool's Day. Don't play with me. Mind you, I am talking about the bestie whose birthday was on Friday. That's my brother. He told me that, and it was just very unexpected, and I could not believe it. I still can't believe it. Like, there is no way this is real. Like, I just did not believe him. I needed to go to her classroom to confirm this information, because I just had to make sure that I was hearing what I was hearing. Y'all, I walked into her room, and there were, other students in there kind of clearing out from her class, because we had just went into lunch. And so I take off my backpack, and she was doing something. And when she saw me, she just looked at me like she needed to tell me what I already knew. And I looked in her eyes, and she looked in mine, and I just knew she did not want to say anything at all. I knew she did not want to tell me, because I knew she was about to. I kind of made it easier on her, and I started the conversation, and I said, hey, I heard something from my bestie, and I just want to make sure that, what I was hearing was what I was hearing the first time, and that I need this rumor to be confirmed. And there was this pause, And I said, please tell me this is not real. And it happened so fast. Within a matter of seconds, she looks at me and I just immediately knew that this is for real. And so she walks towards me. She literally grabs me and hugs me. And I just completely collapsed into her arms standing there. And I just wept. I mean, I was a basket case. I was bawling. I was sobbing. I could not handle. Thank God I wasn't wearing makeup, because when I say her shoulder would have been smeared in my foundation and mascara and eyeshadow, because I wept. I couldn't speak. I was just at a loss for words, and I still am. I felt like my heart was getting shattered all over again. I just met her freshman year. She was my teacher for only freshman year because she only does 9th grade ELA. But even after leaving her class, I would still come back to visit her all the time. And if y'all remember back to sophomore season during my school vlogs, when I would vlog, during school from time to time, I went to her room a lot. And, I would go whenever I had a free period. I just can't. Teacher attachment is so real. So real. I am a hot mess. Whose room am I supposed to go in whenever I just need to come work in peace or just escape? Who is supposed to keep my emergency stash of snacks for me whenever I forget my lunch? I just can't. I'm shook. I'm hurt. I'm everything. Y'all do not understand. This literally just changed everything. This has just been way too much for my heart to handle. And this is going to take a hot minute to get over, because I'm getting chills right now, because I'm just how in the world is this real? Another life update is that I am in my self-love era. I am in it now more than ever. And I think Couch Conversations is definitely going to explain that in a more detailed way of what I mean by that. So make sure you check the description box below for the link, and it'll kind of explain the behind the scenes of what January and February was like for me. Now, of course, I couldn't tell y'all anything that was going on in the moment, because I was in the moment of everything when it was going on. But I'm just glad to be in this new season of life, and in self-love and self-care, and just really prioritizing the people and the things that mean the most to me, which is what 2024 was supposed to be all about for me. And I'm the happiest I've ever been, and God has really blessed me. And I'm just grateful to be in the space where life just feels good. I'm just processing a lot, but I'm still in the greatest season of my life. And so just trying to navigate that, it's just been weird. I know that God is still going to do some amazing things this year. And even though, there are some things that really were rocky that I was not expecting, it's still going to be a good year. And, we still have 9 more months of this year. And, we're just gonna go forward. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just entering a season of life where personal life is really, really good. And just kind of juggling, processing the news that I've heard and different things like that. It's just a lot. But, I know that in the end, it's all going to balance out and it's going to get better. Happy Wednesday, good people. I am not showing y'all Bible study today. We're just going to talk about it. Pastor Smith talked about self-service, self-denial, serving others, all in one lesson. And he is not done, because it is a series this month, but it was really good. And I just wanted to share the highlights, because honestly, all of it was good, not gonna lie. But Pastor Smith talked about, how many of us have adapted to serving ourselves and kind of losing this sense of community and being less relational, which also affects our spirituality, as well as our relationships with whomever that may be. And he also talked about how this society and social media has made things worse because it makes people insecure about themselves, and it brings forth this competitive vibe, so to speak, to be the best. And he also talked about clout chasing. So he just kind of went in for it, for the intro to this self-service, self-denial, self-care series. And he said it's one thing to have reputation, but another to have character. And that is so good, because reputation is what others say about you, and character is what God knows about you. That is so good. I always love when Pastor Smith says that. And then he went back and used the reference to how when Jesus was fulfilling his earthly mission before he ascended back to heaven, he said Jesus wasn't trying to make a name for himself. He was there and he did it because it was his assignment to serve others, and he humbled himself, and that is self-denial. And going back to what Pastor Smith said about insecurities, one of the things that he said was so good was the most dangerous thing in church is to have leaders that are full of insecurities, because they're only concerned about themselves when it comes to position and power. So getting into the question, how do we know that we are selfish? He said there are three main things how we know or can tell whether we're selfless or selfish. And he said it's mostly based off of our money, our motives, and our mission. And so when talking about money, he was like, how do you handle your finances? Do you give to God 10%? And God's will for us on how we should give to him is clearly stated in his word. And then he also talked about your motives and your heart posture. Are you doing this for attention? Are you doing this, to make a name for yourself, that sort of thing? And then what's your mission? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to please yourself, or are you trying to please God and serve others? So he was basically just starting off the series by saying, like, it's time to reconsider the way that we view selfless and selfish, because it's two completely different things. And in order to not be self-serving, it's really all about your mindset, because everything is not about you. Y'all already know that Pastor Smith's sermon series are always good. So I'm definitely looking forward to this series this month during Bible study, because Pastor Smith is already planning to tie in selflessness with self-care and self-denial, and just learning the difference between being self-absorbent and also having self-care, and so I completely get where he's coming from, but I'm just excited to see how he's going to present it, because this series is good so far. So that was Bible study with Pastor Smith today. So good. I had a little bit of time to listen to some during lunch and kind of catch up when I got home, but it was a good lesson today. Like I said, can't wait for the rest of the series. Today was a good day. Nothing too major, just ready to finish out this week. And hey, we're getting closer to spring break. I'm so excited. Happy Thursday. We are in the car. We are getting food. It is now after school. And I know we talked about this in Tuesday Talk, but I wanted to talk about it in case you missed it a couple weeks ago. But we also talked a little bit about it on Monday, I think. I don't know. But I am here basically saying the same thing. But March and April are 2 months where I kind of just have a sore spot, because March is the month that my pop passed away, and then we buried him in April. So basically what I'm just saying as a disclaimer is just be patient with me throughout the waves of this roller coaster. I didn't tell you guys this when it happened, but I did have a mental breakdown on Monday. I feel like the closer that we get to the 1 year anniversary mark, I'm gonna be feeling some type of way. Cause honestly and obviously I already am. And I feel like I'm dreading what hasn't happened yet. I'm telling y'all now, in the next edition of Weekend Recap towards the end, I'm probably going to be a basket case inside of a house fire, just like I was on Pop Pop's birthday last year. Happy Friday, good people. It is the weekend finally, and I would just like to say to all of the women, happy International Women's Day. I wanted to end the vlog off on a good note, and why not celebrate us on our special day today by talking about some of the most important women in my life. Number one, my mom. She is our queen. You guys just saw a little bit of her in the Valentine's edition of Weekend Recap a couple weeks ago. She's not on the vlog a lot, mostly because it's, you know, usually just me. But y'all do get to see her for holidays and special events, and whenever we're in the kitchen on the vlog cooking with her. She's not just my mom, but she is a mom to all of my friends, especially my best friends, who y'all know are my siblings, that I call my siblings. She's just amazing, and I love her so much. Next we have Meemaw, my heart. I miss her a lot. This year will actually make 5 years since she went to heaven, and she's definitely my other queen besides my mom. I do have to go back to videos sometimes because I did forget what her voice sounded like, and it's been that long to the point where I've just forgotten what she sounded like. But I will say the way that God had blessed me to spend 12 years with her was incredible, because she did so much with me and played like such an instrumental role in my childhood, because she passed away before I became a teenager, so she was only there for the time that I was born up until before being a teenager, so she never got to see, you know, what life is like for me now, like Pop did. But I catch myself, you know, acting like her a lot because I was always with her, always learning from her, always doing things with her, because, you know, that's how I learned to do it. She has so many things that she's left with me as a piece of her, and she will always have a piece of me with her as well. And, you know, she's literally one of the best to ever do it, and I just can't wait to see her again. Number three, another important woman in my life is Gigi. Y'all have no clue who Gigi is. Gigi is not my biological grandmother, but she is my mom's spiritual mother. So that's how my relationship with Gigi came to be. We love her so much. She is the best. And when she came into my life, she already knew that my Meemaw had passed away, but she didn't come to replace what I had lost, but simply just to be an addition to the grandmothers that I already have. And just the respect that she has had about that since day one when it comes to that has just been remarkable, and I love that about my relationship with Gigi. The first group of women I'm going to talk about and highlight are my godmoms. As y'all know, I have 3 sets of godparents, so I have 3 godmoms. I love them all so much, and I couldn't just have one godmom because God gave me 3, so that's how it is. And some people might argue that I do have too many godparents. I mean, 6. But hey, it's not your life, so womp womp. Godmom number 1, she is my first godmom, my main like legal guardian godmom, a literal angel. Like, I love her a lot. She's literally my mom's right hand woman in a lot of things, especially when it comes to church. And I love when she cooks because she always throws down for real, for real. I love being at her house every single time. Like, whenever my parents are traveling and I'm not going with them, you better best believe you know where I'm at, okay? And when I come over, she's always just like, you know where everything's at, you know, you're welcome to anything. Just very welcoming, very sweet and loving, the most supportive. I mean, she's just great. Then of course, godmom number 2 is also an angel. I don't get to see her and goddad number 2 because they are the set of godparents that live out of town, almost 3 hours away. And this past year, we've seen them a lot more often because of church events and things. And, you know, they are basically my parents' pastors. So we've had a lot more chances to see them recently, which has been amazing. They've traveled to us, we've traveled to them. And so, but whenever I'm with godmom number 2, it's just so much fun. And there is a possibility that I could be living with her and goddad number 2 for college. So we shall see. Godmom number 2 is definitely very selfless, very hospitable, and always making sure that everyone else is good. And last but not least, godmom number 3 is also just as amazing as my other 2 godmoms. Whenever I'm with her, I am also in good hands. Originally, I had, my first 2 godmoms, but then I had to make her a godmom too, because her, calling her auntie just sounds so inadequate to me because of our bond. And so, you know, I had to just give in and make her my third godmom. All three godmoms have watched me grow up. The first two godmoms watched my dad grow up as well, in addition to watching me grow up. So we've been locked in for a long time, and I'm super blessed to have that bond with them and get to be their goddaughter. It is so much fun, and I have always loved the respect that they have for my mom, because, you know, they have never overstepped or taken over my mom's place in my life, because my mom will always be my mom. And so they're just like Gigi in the sense where they're not here to replace my mom or take over her role, like I'm saying, but simply just to be an additional source of support and guidance in my life. And I love that aspect of it. Another important group of women in my life is my auntie squad. This is another favorite group of women in my life. I cannot tell y'all how many aunties I have. I can't. There's literally too many. It's so much, okay? My aunties have been stuck with me and have been such a rock in my life. They have effortlessly filled a void in my life that I thought 3 to 5 years ago wouldn't be filled as perfectly as it has been now. And you know, what couldn't and didn't happen for me biologically happened through the women that are very close to my mom, and that is definitely the unbiological auntie squad. Every relationship with every auntie is different and so special, but like all of my aunties have the same pure, genuine, and loving heart. Number 6, another special and important group of women in my life are my favorite female teachers. They have been a rock for me, especially in my academic life. My freshman English teacher, this is the teacher I told y'all is moving away this summer, and I am not ready for that. Like, it's just too much. Like, she has been the best, and I don't want to think about what I'm going to do without her during my senior year. Then you have my Spanish teacher that I have had since the beginning of high school, since freshman year. She hasn't gone anywhere. We are still stuck together, and we honestly kind of have like this big sister, little sister relationship. It's very, very cool. Then my biology teacher from freshman year is also an angel. She's also just very supportive, very encouraging, and it's always been nothing but love that I have for her. She is just a great person in general and a great teacher. I mean, listen, I passed that biology EOC because of her, so period. Then we have my math teacher from freshman and sophomore year. We are literally on a first name basis. I call her by her first name. It is hilarious, honestly. She is trying to make me her teacher's assistant for next year. She is trying to make that appear on my schedule for senior season, so we shall see how successful that request is. Last but not least, my sociology teacher this year, who also taught me history all 3 years of middle school. She's been in my life a lot longer than the first few teachers that I've mentioned, and what makes our bond so special is the things that we went through together. 6th grade year is when we were interrupted by Hurricane Michael, which is when our school schedule was just completely out of whack because we were dealing with the aftermath conditions of a natural disaster. And then 7th grade was when COVID came around, and her husband had actually passed away in the pandemic, and we loved him too. And that was really hard because it was virtual and we couldn't be there necessarily together. We couldn't hug, we couldn't do anything. And it was tough because that really just drew us closer together as a class because we knew that she was struggling. But yet, day after day, she would come and teach us when she's in one of the worst seasons of her life on top of a pandemic. And also while we were in one of the most mentally and emotionally stressful times of our lives. Like, her selflessness left me in awe. 8th grade year, we were still in the pandemic and getting used to being back into sort of like social distance, in-person school again, basically. I don't ever remember having a decent or normal middle school experience, like ever, like at all. So we really went through the highs and lows together and things that just really altered our entire lives. And when I left her in middle school, y'all, I was a hot mess. I was literally bawling on the last day because I was shattered. Let me just show y'all the video of when I was crying my eyes out on the last day of her class. And I'm gonna cry. Because I want to thank you. Hold on, turn around. For all the courage you gave me.
I was happy
And I couldn't do it yesterday to tell you that, but I just wanted to tell you. Are you crying? You know, you get used to this routine of seeing this teacher for every day consecutively, and now you're moving on and it's just like they're not gonna be there, and it's weird. But it did get better in the end because now I have her as my sociology teacher, and it feels just like old times. And she's made this class such a breeze. She's such an amazing teacher, and all of these teachers that I've mentioned have been the sweetest from the very moment that I've walked into their classroom, and I'm just grateful to be one of their students. Next important woman in my life is my little sister. Of course, we're not biological because y'all know I'm an only child for real. I am 2 months older than her. She is my best friend. We became friends in 2022, and we have hit it off since day one in sophomore season. And it doesn't feel like that, like it's been that short, because like now we know way too much about each other. It feels like we've been childhood friends, but we were actually at the MLK Day Parade back in January, and we were walking around and ran into people that know us because of our families. The families that we belong to, because we both come from public figure families in the area that we live in. And so I introduced people to her as my sister. Like, I mentally cannot call her my best friend, because she's so much more to me than that. She is my sister. Like, I hate calling her my best friend, and she really is my best friend, but like, I don't know. Like, I just cannot call her my best friend. She's my sister. She's been with me through so much, and it's only been about 2 years since we've really been close. And I'm just so proud of her and who she has become. And I'm so blessed to have her in my life, and I don't know what I would do without her. And she's honestly my parents' second daughter. And then, of course, there is no way I am ending a vlog without talking about, you know, my favorite singer. Like, I would be out of my mind to leave her out of this vlog. And that would be the one and only Mignon Bolton, otherwise known as Minnie or Mimi for short. So usually y'all see in my commentary, mostly during weekend recap, when I show y'all clips of her singing, I'll put, you know, sing Minnie. So yes, Mignon, Minnie, Mimi are all the same person. 3 names for the same person, okay? I mean, you already know the impact she has had on my life since day one. And for me, with her, day one was about like 12 to 14 years ago. So she's been in my life for everything, literally. She's honestly another auntie. That's really what it feels like, if we're being completely honest. Her voice captured me when I was a little girl, and I've never been able to let that go ever since, because the way that she just moves you and ministers to you, like just speaks to your heart, and just has this ability to capture the way you feel when you just don't have the words to describe it, is just, it's beautiful. Like, it's undeniable, because no matter how many female vocalists I listen to, I am always going to find my way back to Minnie, because I just am, because I just am. So that is a wrap for all of my favorite women that mean so much to me. Thank you guys so much for watching this first week of March weekend recap, and the next edition of weekend recap will be spring break, so that is going to be so much fun, and we are traveling, so you guys get to come along with me. But until then, stay tuned for Thursday thoughts this week. I love you so much, and I will see you guys later.